Hi everyone, it's Linda with stampwithlindawalsh.com. I'm going to show you another baby project. This is going to be the third in our series for August projects. I thought this was really cute. You can stick a little gift card in there, and then you look very artsy craftsy, you know, very talented. So hope you guys will make a bunch of these. The demo I'm going to do today is going to be a green one. Let me show you some of the projects I use. I use basically the baby prints for the whole thing. So it's baby, and I cut that out by hand, and then girl, I cut that out by hand. The green one that I'm going to do is actually going to say it's a baby, okay? Because green, I think So Saffron would be nice. I'm going to use certainly celery so I can use up some of my retired paper. I think, you know, So Saffron, certainly celery will be great for the unknown. Alright, and then you can also, for the boy, maybe you could do a bow tie and not do a scalloped neck. I don't know, I haven't figured that one out, but when I do, I'll post it because I want to make some boy ones too. Because, you know, those are great gift, I think, ideas. Alright, so let's get going. This is what we want our ultimate piece to look like, and this is pretty in pink paper. So what we're going to do is cut our paper 8.5 by 5.5, and then you're going to score it at 2 3/4, 4, 6 3/4, and 8. Okay, and then you're going to flip it, and then you're going to just score it at 1 1/4. Fold all your pieces like I did here. And then we'll get started with, I want you to take note though, before you start cutting. See how this is left straight? No, it's better to see on the side. And these are cut at an angle. The reason for that is I wanted my box to be flush here. I didn't want to have an angle piece coming out like that. I just didn't think that would look good. And then you'd also see this angled piece. So what it would look like would be something like this. And I don't like that. I think it looks a little bit tacky. So, but you know, you're welcome to do it. If you do cut it and you can put it together like this, it's not going to look bad. No one's going to look at the bottom. But, you know, everybody has their own preferences. So, just go with what you like. All right. So let's get started and we'll do some cutting. So I'm just going to take my template in here and I'm going to hold it like this. I want my polka dots on the outside. So I'll basically cut these and fast forward it through the video. Okay, so I basically just freehanded. Another good reason why it's nice to cut your pieces at an angle, because like I did here and on here, I didn't cut straight on the scored line, so it would have hung over a little bit, and now by doing that it prevents it from happening. And then you can even double check, because I think I left some of my score line on this side. The other option for you, if you want to get real nitty-gritty, take out your, take out your paper cutter, and then just cut these lines with that instead of freehanding. You know, I'm talking on the crease line, because then you'll have a straighter cut, and you'll be more accurate. Okay, so let's go ahead and put our sticky strip on. So all I'm going to do, actually before I even put that together, I am going to, on the side that's not cut, you're going to now, we'll make the neckline. So what we needed for that was our 1-inch punch. I'm only going to go in about, I don't know, you know, a little less than halfway. I'd rather you go in halfway, less than halfway, because then if you want to extend it more, you can later. So let's do, and then make sure also that each side is even with your scored lines. Alright, then what I'm going to do is take a piece of scrap white, and now we're going to create the neckline. Basically, when you do this neckline, this scalloped edge, you can do one or two things. I'm going to keep it as a scallop because I already have the punch out. You can just make it a wider, solid circle instead of a punch. So basically, let me show you first. And also, you want to make sure when you're doing this scallop piece that you use the same punch in the center as you did here, so it will match up. So all I'm going to do is punch that out. What I meant was, if I wanted to make this not so girly, I could then take my wider 1 inch, maybe 1 1/4 inch, and then have just a solid, what do you call it? Have a solid neckline. So see how I'm doing this? I'm just going to now center it over that, and then this will create our neckline. And then we will cut off the excess, and then I'm going to put this on with some 2A glue pen. White isn't showing through that side. So basically, a good rule of thumb is you want to make your neckline on the side that you did your sticky strip. Whether you cut this at an angle or not, it doesn't matter. Because, and I'll tell you why, this is another finicky thing of mine. When I look at the front of my box, I don't want to see my crease here, okay, like I see here. I just want to look at a nice smooth edge. So by putting your neckline on the same side as this, we know this is going on last. And that's also going to face the back of our bag. Alright, so there's my little pet peeves, I guess. I hate seeing seams. So I just cut that off after I gave it a couple seconds to dry. You can now decorate the front, which I think we might end up doing. Might be easier. So the punches I used for that, now you can also, by the way, save this. You'll get another bag out of it. So when you do this one piece, you'll get 2 bags out of it. The punches that I used for this was obviously the 1 3/4 punch for here. And then I used, out of the new mini, the Christmas mini, the label bracket punch, and so that's how I got that. I stamped both hands with the Certainly Celery, but only cut out one. You won't be able to cut out both with the perfect circle and have it even, so I tried, but you can't do it. And then all I did was I just cut this right in half. You can use your 2A glue pen or use your tape runner, whatever works. I'm going to do it to my actual piece because then I can see what I'm doing. I want to make sure it's even. Alright, if you have some sticking out at the edge, this green piece, just cut it away. Alright, same with this side. Now, you can also pop up this piece. I chose not to, only so I could pop up my baby and girl piece. But if you notice, the it's starting to give away right here because the way the bag folds in. If you don't like that sticking up, either put a lot of glue or just put a pop dot, and that will help save you from that. I'm still going to use my tape runner. And look at, guys, I broke my tape runner. Now I have no top. When these first came out, they were so expensive. Now you can get them at Michael's. Oops. You know, with your coupon. Mine always gets stuck like that. Oops. Let me go see if they're still in visual. I have to put this flatter instead of like this, so you're going to see it off camera for 1 second. All I'm doing is just gluing it. Alright, so this little guy is going to go right here. I tend to frame, I mean, this circle could have gone on by itself because you really don't see the green piece so much as you do here. So taking into account your piece, your paper, All right, I've already cut these out and I just free-handed it, and I'm gonna go and do, whoop, we want it like this. It's a baby, something like that, okay? Sorry, I need to get my dimensionals. All right. So let's go ahead and do that. I just cut my dimensionals in half for little pieces like this. I'm gonna do something like this. All right, baby piece. You can do something, I think I like it better like this. It's a baby. Because then if you put it to the side, it's like everything's going to the side. All right, so that is done. So let's go ahead and then we'll just put our piece together. What's easy, don't put this piece together yet because we have to do our sleeves. All right, so what's easy to do is just, if you folded this right, you can just like go straight on flat. Whoops, just want to make sure I have that little piece folded over. You should be able to just go straight on flat like this. I'm not going to chance it because as I'm looking at it, mine doesn't look like I can do that. And that could be because I scored it wrong, folded it wrong. I just don't like this piece overhanging. So I'm going to do it this way. But if you score everything right, you should be able to do it the first way that I showed you. Okay. All right. So here's our box so far. Now, to get this is going to be fun. Haha. We are going to now fold this piece in halfway. So you want to just basically do this. All right. And I'm just going to press it along. So basically you want something like that. Do it on both sides. All right. Now to get this piece, I used, where is it? The adorning accents. I don't have all of them. I only have 2 so far. So this is the piece I used, and it's the edgelets. That's all I know. That's all I can tell you. It's a scalloped edge, I guess. All right. We're gonna have to run this through our Big Shot though. Now you can use, so now I'm going to fold it back out. I only want to run it through my Big Shot like this. Alright, and then run it through this side first. Then come back and do this side. Now the trick is I want you to make sure that both sides are lined up. So you don't have one sleeve down here and one sleeve up there. And I probably went down a little bit, like maybe 1.25 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and go do that. Alright, so I finished up with my sleeves. Guess what? Did a little backwards. If you run this through if you decorate it first and then run it through the Big Shot, guess what? All my dimensionals get squished. So we'll have to revamp that in the video. So then I'm just going to fold that piece, this piece in, and that piece goes out. Alright, so there is our little dress. Isn't that so cute? I love it. Alright, and now we're just going to fold in our sides. I actually did it just like this. Alright, I did not put tape on the side because if I put it on the end here, it's actually going to, when I fold it in, some of your adhesive will be, it will show on the inside, and then also if you put something on the inside, it will stick. So that's why I alleviated that step, and I just fold that in, and then I do this. Alright, and then you can also take a ruler and stick it inside. I don't have mine handy. Maybe I'll use these, see if that works. Alrighty. Okay, so then for the closure, I mean, you can leave it like this for now. I think I will do mine because what do you call it? Then I want to have it closed and packaged. And then it's easy enough to take out. I just did one little knot. So I just took my crocodile, whatever you have that makes a tiny hole. I just gotta clean this out. It's the only thing I hate about the crocodile. I just want to be able to see where my hole, there we go. Oh, maybe not. You know what's good to poke this through is our little piercing tool. Alrighty. Make sure that you're lined up here. And then make sure you're also, your holes go in deep enough, because if they're right up at the edge here of your neckline and you pull too tight, you're going to rip it. You know, you pull your string too tight. So basically, that one. And then just right next to it. So what was kind of good for me is I put the two holes right where the scallop pieces went. So it actually worked out nicely. And then for this, oops, let me clean off. For this one I used the striped grosgrain. This one I'm going to use the other, it's certainly celery, but you know, it's retired too, so at least matches. And this is, we still have this 1/8 inch taffeta, but not this color, obviously. So that's all I'm going to do is I just wanted to trim my end so I can get it through the hole easy enough. My scissors are so gluey. So this is what I meant. If you were to pull this tight and it was really close to your neckline, you're going to end up ripping the neckline with the holes. Alright, and then there is your, I don't have sharp scissors, so I'm not going to, well, I'm going to cut them a little bit longer too, just because, well, that looks stupid. That looks silly. I think I'll cut it a little bit shorter. Another, I don't like how my bow is going crooked, but you know, you fiddle with your ribbon. Actually, this one does the same thing. I just think I like this better because it's thicker, so it's not as noticeable to me. Alright, so there are our two projects. Very cute. I think that you'll get a big wow when you give it as a birthday gift, a baby gift. So thanks for joining me, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.